not racist to boycott Asian businesses when so many Asians are more outraged and vocal about boycotts than an unjust verdict about Cyrus Carmack Belton due to racial profiling. And that says a lot about where people's priorities are at. When the verdict was announced, many people, including myself, were grieving and expressing how disappointed we were. Only a few Asians spoke up, 10 max. Instead of holding space for that grief, many black people were met with anti-black comments such as dehumanizing Cyrus by calling him a thug or a monkey, bringing up Stop Asian hate crimes to justify the verdict despite having no connection whatsoever, and perpetuating racist stereotypes of black people. So if you combine the fact that many people feel justice was not served, Rick Chow is a free man, not enough Asians were speaking up about this verdict, and black people were receiving an immense amount of anti-black comments while simply grieving this tragedy, what did you expect the reaction to be? I am pissed off that so many of you lack empathy and humanity, to the point your response is anti-black rhetoric and ignorance instead of accountability. And our community doesn't consistently call out anti-blackness. When we don't make our spaces safe for black people, and when we continue to dogpile black people while expecting their support whenever it's convenient for us, why are you shocked that black people are frustrated with our community? A lot of you are more concerned about black dollars than black lives, more concerned about businesses than black children who are harmed, lose their lives, and are failed by the very systems that are supposed to protect them. Boycotting Asian businesses is a consequence of anti-blackness. It is up to us as a community to confront it instead of pretending it doesn't exist. This is exactly why the Asian community needs to have more conversations about unpacking anti-blackness and understanding why racial profiling another person of color, especially from the black community, is dangerous. Because when someone walks into your establishment, your first thought should not be racist stereotypes attached to the color of their skin. Your first thought should be that they are a customer and a human being. And if we can't even do that much, then we shouldn't be surprised when people keep calling out anti-blackness within our community. So I don't give a rat's ass what any of you have called me these past few months. Self-hating, anti-Asian, pandering to the black community. I really don't give a fuck. My priorities will always be with humanity, accountability, and justice. If you truly care about solidarity between our communities, you will spend less time complaining about boycott and more time confronting the anti-blackness to help create this situation in the first place.
Like, I literally love what this lady said here in the first clip. And as we all know, the effect of the FBA boycott has really been massive on the Asian businesses. And that is where you had a lot of them coming up to speak. Like, that's just to tell you guys that they are more concerned about the money we give them rather than the lives or the discrimination we've been facing for the past decades. And this lady literally pointed it out so well, because if the boycott hadn't even happened or taken place in the first place, most of them wouldn't have even come to the realization that what happened to Cyrus was very bad and should not happen to another person again. They wouldn't have come to that. So it's just as the result of the boycott that you have a lot of them speaking, and they have a lot to say. So let's keep watching the clips.
Saw a woman recently saying that we should boycott Asian businesses because she said that black people can't win when Asians own all of the businesses and that we had it easier coming to this country. As an Asian whose grandparents immigrated to this country and as a business owner, let me dissect this. Complete bullshit. Have you never heard of P-bashing before? Have you not heard about the 16-hour shifts that our grandparents did in the mills here up north? Those people worked endlessly. 12 hours, 16-hour shifts in mills, getting their hands all mangled up in machines just to get by, or working as toilet cleaners and just to survive. They didn't have it easier. They were disciplined and sacrificed everything. Just to make it clear, I want to bring communities together. I'm not here to divide communities. I just want to point out exactly how the Asian community built some wealth. And don't say we had it easier, because even in 2025, just in September, a Sikh woman was raped and told to go back to her own country. Don't talk about easier when we get that kind of treatment in 2025. The reason why our grandparents did better is because they saved every measly penny they could get to invest it in long-term assets, houses, gold, businesses. You call that privilege? They were patient and willing to live in the shit for the hope of a better future. Tell that to our ancestors who crammed into tiny houses, 5 different families, sharing food so that they could save up money to buy their own homes eventually. Instead of enjoying their lives, they lived in the shit just to get by. That's not easier. They paid the price for it. And they didn't buy nice clothes, they drove shit cars, they spent nothing. And then their children now own and inherit these homes, and then they can put them up as rent and generate cash flow from it, giving the next generation a leg up essentially. And that's the way that wealth accumulation works. Each generation creates assets or purchases assets to then pass on to the next generation, so they have a little leg up, and then their kids benefit from that. Even now, I mean, I can afford where I live very comfortably, but my dad says to me all the time, Jamil, you should come home, come live at home, because that is their literal wealth building tactic. Stay home, live below your means, and save money. And let's get one thing straight. Yeah, we run a lot of businesses, but don't blame us for taking the risk of starting them. Don't blame Asians for filling that spot for a corner shop. Anyone could have bought it. You could have started that business. Our ancestors pooled resources for the community together so that the community could win. Instead of hating online, why don't you speak to those Asian owners and learn how they did it instead? I don't come from a rich family, and that's the exact reason I'm a business owner. I've got a biomedical science degree and I can work in a hospital. But I know that if I want my kids to have a better life, then I need to build some wealth. And I'm not going to do that sat working for other people. Me and my brother are the classic example of 2 people coming together, pooling resources and building a business and succeeding with it. And that's one thing that I actually miss about the older generation. Back in the 80s and 90s, Asians had a community like glue. They worked together. They weren't selfish. They built something so that their kids could live better lives. And I'm disappointed, honestly, because historically, colored people have always come together and had each other's backs. And we've always unified in the past. I mean, historically in the Caribbean, Indian migrants literally shared culture with the people who live there. That's literally where curry goat comes from. You need to take some accountability and learn about sacrifice and stop blaming the world, essentially, because that's what our grandparents did. That's all they did to accumulate wealth. They were bashed in the streets and still sacrificed so that their children don't have to suffer the same way.
So the Asian community is very, very upset right now. They're throwing a hiffy fist. I mean, they literally are saying that we can do whatever, we're ghetto, we're not going to be able to supply black people. All of these things are being said. All the video that are circulating around, that majority of the Asian community are saying that black people, we don't have the tenacity, we don't have the backbone of boycotting because we need to stop eating Chinese food, stop going to nail salon. We're not going to be able to do all of that. So they're making threats. But the thing is, I want to say to all the Asian community, we are not saying, black people are not saying that we don't love you guys. We're definitely not saying we don't respect you guys. We are only saying that right now, for far too long, when we were disrespected by many of you guys, what we did, we did not do anything about it. We still come back. We forgave. When you walked around and follow us in the nail store, when you talk to us dirty, when we come to the nail salon and you treat us, you talk about us in your language, we still forgave you and we come back. But this time we are only saying black people need to keep the dollar in the black community. The same way the Asian keep the money in Asian community, because you guys send your money back home. You guys don't shop at black community. I know for a fact because I had a restaurant, same place where a person who is Asian, and we go there and buy their food, but they never caught dead in my restaurant buying food or trying to support me, even though they know it was me and I support them. So this is all I'm saying. We are not saying that we're not trying to spread hate. We're not trying to spread any hate at all. What we are saying, simply saying that we are going to support each other. Hi guys. Hi friend. We're simply saying, hi mama. We're just simply saying that we are going to support the black community, because for far too long we have been disrespected, been discriminated about, and all this thing going on. We still come back. So now we have to go and support the black community. And yes, for some of you guys, you're gonna be losing money, but majority of you guys are online saying, oh, you guys gonna boycott, let's see. You guys are like threatening, like we have to buy from you guys. We don't have to buy from you guys. That's the reason why we had block Wall Street back in the days, because we are powerful. Black people make up a 90% of your business that you get is from black people. We support, we're the shopper, we buy your products. And then when you find out that we are saying that something dramatic happened and we're going to hold our dollar, instead of you guys saying, you know, what can we do, or how can we come together, you guys are out here throwing threat like, oh, let's see you do that and this and that, like as if you're mad that black people want to support other black people. Now when you carry on like that, your business, some of you guys are going to lose a lot of customers. That's why it's cricket in a lot of places that we go. Be careful what you speak out of your mouth. When time like this is very sensitive for us, because we lost a child behind this racist bull that you guys been pulling. And we are going to support our black people. And no matter what you guys say, that's what we're doing. Catch me in the next video, guys.
People are calling the boycott of Asian businesses collective punishment. You know, I can see why they think that, but for me personally, I'm holding off on that assessment. You need to realize this is a very natural response, in my personal opinion, and it's very mild in the sense that I'm seeing people bring up collective punishment in the sense like, oh, people saw one thing and then they took it out through violence. They rioted through the streets and attacked their businesses. This is purely just a boycott. This is people choosing not to spend their money at certain businesses. All right, this is perfectly within legal limits. Okay. Another point I want to bring up is, even without an organized boycott, people already made up their minds when they saw on the news that another kid has been killed by an Asian business owner. Let's say there is a restaurant franchise, one location accidentally food poisons their clientele and news spreads around, and people around the United States decide to avoid that franchise altogether. Is that collective punishment? I don't really think so. All right. I think collective punishment in this situation would be if people across the United States decides to burn down every single franchise they can find, despite that one specific location being the one at fault. I think you can just argue that this is poor marketing from Asian business owners. All right. The fact that there's already a record of Asian business owners killing black kids, that's horrible marketing. Why would, just think about it for a moment. Do you think the black community would have somewhat concerns shopping at Asian businesses, knowing that there's a record of Asian business owners killing black kids? Think about that for a moment. I feel like, again, that's why I feel like this is a natural response. This is a natural response to a kid getting killed. People are going to call this pandering. They're going to call me performative, even call me a traitor. And I understand where they're coming from, but for something like this, I like to try to not have as much ego as possible, because just think about it like this. Let's say there is no boycott. Let's say people react as if nothing happened after this kid tragically died. What type of accountability would you see from the Asian community? What type of action would you see from the Asian community? And I think that is a brutal question, because I worry there won't be any accountability at all.
I just seen this Asian dude say they need to make $14,000 to $16,000 at his restaurant in the next 2 days.
Damn, that's a
or
lot
his
of
ass
fried
is
rice,
going
bro.
out of business. You feel me? Niggas is borrowing money to make payroll. Yeah, I know. $4,500 every 2 weeks.
It happens.
I know. Still got rent. Still got car notes. Still got a whole lot of them bills is piling up. Them bills is piling up. Did I not say this would happen weeks ago? I did. I love to see it. I love to see it. I'm not saying I love to see them struggling this shit. They people should be supporting their people. You feel me?
Facts. I agree with
Meanwhile, black business is booming. Booming. I'm seeing hella people saying that their business has been doing numbers in the black community. You feel me? I said that income was gonna drop, and it did. It's basically non-existent. Can't even make payroll. This is going out of business. But yeah, I love to see my people say they gonna do some shit and actually do that shit. Ooh, it feels amazing.
As a business owner, I hate to see any business suffer. Let me say that because I know how hard it is, and I know how much money you have to put into your business to get it out the ground. For the first few years, you're gonna take losses. You know what I mean? So when you finally get a point where your business is making money, you're happy, you're excited. It's like a dream come true. In this case here, with the Rick Child incident with Asians having to go, a lot of Asian mom and pop Asians going out of business. I don't even think it was the Rick Child verdict that really did it then. You know, although a lot of black folk were disappointed in that verdict with Rick Child and Cyrus Belton, Carmack Belton, I think what really did a lot of the Asian businesses in was when the lady and the guy came out and they pretty much threatened and doubled down on some stuff. And they challenged black community. And then the black community was like, okay, we'll show you how our ancestors did with the Montgomery boycott. And so that's what's going on right now in the Asian community. And a lot of people a lot of these Asian restaurants or Asian business that was month to month, can't make payroll and can't make rent. And they are starting to go out of business. I saw 3 within probably a 10-mile radius of my home that went out of business. So it is what it is. But like I said, I hate to see any business go out of a business knowing you to put your lifelong blood, sweat, and tears in it to get that business up. But it is what it is. Let's move to the next one.
Asians are getting mad at black people because black people don't want to support their businesses anymore, and it's very ridiculous. Instead of getting mad at us, do better. Anytime I see a video of a black person going to an Asian business, there's always some racism, majority of the time. I'm not saying all of them are racist, but majority of them are racist. Why are you guys mad at us? Why don't y'all support each other? Sure, we shouldn't divide ourselves. Oh, why are we dividing ourselves? But there's only so much us black people could do when y'all don't like us for literally exist. I saw this person saying black people don't like Asians. Black people being glazing Asians. Y'all are the ones that be worshiping the white people and start hating us for no reason.
I have seen more Asian Americans being upset at the fact that black Americans are threatening to boycott Asian businesses than I have seen Asian Americans speaking out against the murder of Cyrus Carmack Belton, a child who was murdered at the hands of an Asian man. And this has everything to do with race, especially when anti-blackness is so deeply rooted in our community. I have said this a million times, and I'll say it as many times as I need to so you can get it through your thick skulls. The only reason why Asians exist in America in such a large population is because black activists fought for our right to be here during the civil rights movement. White people did not want us here. It's not enough for Asian people to just be not racist. You have to be anti-racist, and you have to be speaking out against these injustices, or else they'll continue to happen. We absolutely owe the black community solidarity, and the sooner that we realize that we're not much different from each other is the sooner that real change starts to happen. I have seen
toes done, and Tammy said, okay.
I love when the black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromats. Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well.
And just like that, he gave me the push I needed to leave Asian nail shops behind and find me a black-owned nail shop. I found one. It took a simple Google search. I'm headed out there tomorrow.
So you saw all that, and I just wanted to add my 2 cents. The first time I was ever called the N-word was by an Asian man. And this is me growing up in Boston, right? And going to school in Wellesley, Massachusetts, 99.9% white. Literally just a school bus of black children were at the school, you know, of 600 plus kids or whatever, grade 1st to 5th. And first time I was called, I think I was like 19 years old. And I was catching a taxi from like the train station. And I was waiting for the taxi. And yeah, this is back when taxis were the thing. And I was waiting for the taxi, and he pulled up. I put my hand on the lever, right? The door handle. And I was waiting. I've been waiting for like 10 minutes. It was actually raining. I was waiting for like 10 minutes. And then this Asian guy comes out of the train station. He just pulls the handle. He literally just walked up and pulled the handle, and I was waiting there for the taxi, and I had my hand on it already. So when I looked at him, I was like, I was waiting for this, like, go, like, this is not your taxi. And he literally said the N-word. And I'm not going to say, I don't think, I might get banned, I don't know. And I worked too hard on this page to get banned. But he said the N-word. And I looked at him, I was in shock, because, like I said, Boston, Massachusetts, Wellesley, 99.9% white, never been called the N-word. Big old age of, I think I was, 18 or 19 or 20, between 18 and 20, and yeah, he called me it. And I got in the taxi, and I was like, did you just, he was like, yeah, I heard. And I was like, he's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. And it was just weird. It was a weird situation, because not much had happened, except for I was waiting for the taxi. The taxi pulled up. I put my hand on it. He came and rushed and grabbed it, like he was just going to get in. Like, and I was going to just let him get in, even though I was waiting for it. It was raining. Like, weird. So, yeah. I knew at that point that they really didn't like us. But up until then, I didn't know that they didn't really like black people until that point, until I had my own experience with it. And shocking, but not surprising. And the fact that this guy got off, I'll do a whole nother post about that, but the fact that this guy got off when the black kid didn't even steal the water bottle, as video evidence proved. He didn't even steal the water bottle, but you chose to leave your store and leave a customer inside your store to go run after the black kid who actually didn't steal your water bottle or any water from your store. Make that make sense. You went after a kid who you thought stole your water bottle. What, $2.99, $1.99? Let's say $5.99 if it was glass. But you left a whole stranger in your store next to the register alone to go get the kid who stole the water bottle, who didn't actually steal the water bottle, and you shoot him dead. You unalive him. And you get off, and you get off, and you get off. You're not even in jail because of this. So the fact that we're boycotting these businesses, I completely agree. What I do not agree with, though, is people calling in to the Asian restaurants and having these massive orders, 10 orders, 50 orders, having them make it, okay, whatever. But wasting food, I don't agree with wasting food. People everywhere, even in America, we used to say, people in this country, are starving. People in America are starving. Don't do that. I don't think they're giving it away. They might just be throwing it away. So please, whatever you do, just boycott the business. Don't call in large orders.
I don't understand how the most educated group of people, Asians, can't figure out why Black Americans are trying to boycott their businesses. It's so crazy to me that Asians think Black Americans are doing this to get back at us, or that this is a generalization of all Asians, that we are all racist like Rick Chow. The boycott is pent-up frustration from years of Black Americans dealing with Asian-owned businesses and constantly getting racially profiled, followed, and the overall lack of respect that they have to deal with, even though they are these businesses' said main customers. Mind you, Asians that own said businesses in predominantly Black neighborhoods extract that money and go take it back to their own communities. So Black Americans are collectively trying to say, if you're going to come in here and take our money and leave, the very least you can do is treat us like a normal human being and not assume that every Black person that walks in the door in a Black neighborhood is a criminal. Seems pretty reasonable to me.
I saw this thing online of how the Black people are not going to these salons or this. They are seriously boycotting these Asian people. We are not funding them anymore. It's empty. Look at this. I thought it was a joke. Ain't nobody in there. Wow. Look at this. They are not playing. Talking all of that shit about the niggas, and the niggas ain't going in there to buy you nothing. Wow, I thought it was a joke, but they are not playing with these Asian people. Ain't nobody in there. Saying they don't need the black dollar. Uh-huh.
Ma'am, we boycotting these type of businesses. I don't know why you're going in here. You might not have heard what's going on, but look up Cyrus Belton. Oh yeah, I know about it. Yeah, but you're still going in. Today I am out in the street spreading the word of the boycott that is happening now and letting people know that this ain't what we doing no more, okay? So stay tuned. All right, I'm walking to the beauty supply store to see if any black people are in there supporting the Asian business. I understand that a lot of people do not know, and that's why I'm out here trying to spread the word and let people know that, hey, this is not what we're doing. So yeah, let me walk up. You see this beautiful view? I'm in Waldorf, Maryland. Parking lot look full. We gonna see when we walk in. Man, we shouldn't even be. Have you heard about the boycott that's happening? Yeah, we shouldn't even be in here, girl. You know what? And I'm about to tell. Okay, it's not really that many people in here. Hello, everybody, black women. I'm here to represent the boycott that's happening for Cyrus Belton. He was killed by an Asian man, and the verdict was non-guilty for allegedly stealing water bottles that he did not do. We are boycotting all Asian businesses. So I'm coming here to let y'all know we're not doing any beauty supply stores. We're not doing any carryouts, hibachis, none of that. A lot of people don't know. That's why I'm letting y'all black women know that we're not doing this. We're saving our black dollar and giving it to black businesses. I'm sure you heard of it. You look like a young woman. You should know what's going on. So I'm spreading the word, and y'all have a nice day. Ma'am, we boycotting these type of businesses. I don't know why you're going in here. You might not have heard what's going on, but look up Cyrus Belton.
Oh yeah, I know about it.
Yeah, but you're still going in. So spin black, okay? To all my followers, viewers, supporters, if you like what I'm doing and you're with the movement, please donate to my Cash App and support the cause. $FOXI 22. That's Cash App again. FOXI 22. Thank you so much.
That there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring an end to it.
So y'all know it's an Asian, we not doing the stores, right? So I haven't either, but I kind of have to go to the gas station because there are no black owned gas stations like around here. If you know some, please tag them. But I also have to go in there and get my products. You know what products I'm talking about. The Quick Trip don't sell them products. So when I say they have been being extra friendly, I mean, I went in the store and the man gave me, I think the price of the stuff was $6.99. I promise you that man charged me $4.99. And I've been going to that store for years. He was like, "Hey, how you doing? You need anything else? We got they is trying to get y'all need But they have been friendlier than ever now. Going to them stores, I bet they be a little bit more friendly. They have learned. I don't think they learned enough, but I'm still boycotting. I'm just letting you know, them attitudes done changed in them stores, just so y'all know. It's not hurry up and buy. It's let me see what I can do like it should have been in the first place.
Morning, Peaks. I just wanted to come in real quick to clarify a few things regarding the blackout. Some are calling it the blackout. Some are calling it the boycott. I want to first say to the Asians out there who are doing videos, throwing up in black people's faces to stop using Asian products, and y'all are calling out the iPhone, for instance, right? Stop using the iPhone. I think you guys are confusing made in China or manufactured in China with who actually owns the company. So you say stop using the iPhone. I say the iPhone is only made in China or manufactured in China. The person who owns the company is a group of white men. It was started by Steve Jobs, a white man, here in the United States. Okay? And now it's owned by two other white men. But yeah, it's made in China. They make the iPhone in China. But yeah, a Chinese person doesn't own it. The same thing with clothes or Jordans. Y'all brought up Nike and Jordans, right? Yeah, it may be manufactured in China, made in China, but Nike is a U.S. based, a U.S. owned company. And Jordan, Michael Jordan, is a black man. Next, y'all keep bringing up about TikTok being a Chinese company. Partially true. Last year, maybe the year before, TikTok was forced to sell the majority of the business to Larry Ellison, he's the owner of the Oracle Group. There's an investment group over here in the United States and in Israel. And I believe one of those Middle Eastern countries is also a part of the group. Yeah, they bought TikTok. Yeah, they own 80% of the US based TikTok. The Chinese only owns about 20%. So the Chinese are no longer the majority owner of TikTok. Yeah, I need for y'all to catch up on all of this. Next, for all of you Asians that are threatening to boycott black businesses, I wish you the very best of luck with that. Why? Because you all rarely patronize black businesses in the first place. So, yeah, good luck to you on that. Lastly, to my people, black people, I know you've been putting in work to research black-owned nail salons, black-owned beauty supply stores, even black-owned liquor stores or wine and spirits or anything like that for you to patronize. I know you've been putting in work, but you're going to have to put in just a little bit more work, because what the Asians are now doing, when you go to Google a certain businesses, they are putting in their descriptions that their business is black owned. They're putting it in the metadata. They are trying to trick black people. Okay, so you're going to have to do a little bit more research to ensure that that nail salon is black owned, to ensure that that beauty supply store is black owned. And you may find that you Googled one of those businesses and Google said that this was a black owned business, and you get into that beauty supply store and you don't see any black faces in that beauty supply store. And then you're going to have to decide if you are going to turn around and walk out, or if you're going to spend your dollars in that supply store or that nail salon. I'm hoping that you will turn around and walk out. Black business owners who have websites, put the owner and a picture of the owner. Do an about section of the owner. Do an owner spotlight on your website. Make it easy for us to know that this business is black owned. You have black text, Take a picture with your black text at your nail salon so we know for sure that we're dealing with a black-owned business. Help us out so that there won't be any questions or any doubt that your business is black-owned. Yeah, because they're coming with the trickery. That's all I got. I'll see y'all later.
An Asian content creator got on this here internet wearing what can only be described as a Black American starter kit and decided to tell Black people that our money doesn't matter. Okay. According to him, Black people need Asian-owned businesses more than Asian-owned businesses need Black people. A boycott wouldn't move anything. The loss wouldn't register. Our dollars don't count. Now, this might just be me, but if I genuinely believed that somebody's money didn't matter, I don't think I'd spend my afternoon making a video about it. So naturally, I went looking at the history, because this conversation isn't really about just one video, right? The very second that Black people start talking economics, where our money goes, who profits from it, who builds wealth off our communities, people get uncomfortable. That same discomfort doesn't appear when other groups do the same thing. Every immigrant community that's come to this country has done it. Jewish, Chinese, Korean, Italian, Indian, Armenian, pooling resources, building businesses, keeping their money inside their communities for as long as possible. Nobody finds that controversial though. But what they fail to recognize is that we understood the same thing. We had to. After slavery, Black communities built banks, hospitals, insurance companies, schools, newspapers, whole business districts. The Greenwood neighborhood in Tulsa, Oklahoma had 191 businesses. It had 2 schools, a hospital, and a library, all by 1921. They called it Black Wall Street. But on May 31st, 1921, a white mob attacked it. 2 days of looting, burning, and shooting. But it's us, right? We're the problem. 35 square blocks destroyed. More than 1,200 Black homes, businesses, schools, and churches, y'all, burned to the ground. World War I era planes dropped bombs from the sky on the Greenwood neighborhood. The official death toll was 36. But we know the estimates were around 300 Black people killed, murdered. The survivors were rounded up and held in internment camps in their own city. They were issued identification cards and couldn't leave without permission from a white supervisor. Insurance companies refused every claim. They had something called a riot clause. Not a single Black resident ever received financial assistance to rebuild. So when somebody gets on the internet and tells Black people that our money doesn't matter, I automatically think they're a dumbass. A racist dumbass. Corporations spend billions chasing Black consumers. Political campaigns spend millions trying to reach Black voters. Entire industries are built around marketing to Black communities. Our money matters. It mattered enough to burn a city for it in 1921. It mattered enough to redline neighborhoods for the next 50 years. It matters enough that every quarter, somebody's profit and loss statement depends on us showing up. Apparently our money matters right up until we start talking about where we want to spend it. Then all of a sudden it doesn't. Right? Nobody's entitled to Black customers. We spend our money where we want. That's how markets work. That's how capitalism works. That's how every other community inside this country operates. The fact that this becomes a controversy every time Black people say it out loud tells me that this was never about money. It was about leverage. And this country has been comfortable with Black spending. It's Black leverage that's always made them nervous. But if you know anything about me, you know I love a good challenge. Shop Black. Spend with your people. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. We gonna show you better than we can tell you. Invest in Black businesses. Build the community. Y'all, we are overdue.
Well, after hearing this Asian guy speak, yes, I get the point. I get his point, saying that they had to work hard to be wherever they are right now. We aren't discrediting that fact, okay? We, the Black folks, aren't discrediting that fact. But the issue is that how do you treat somebody? How do you racially profile somebody like that? This guy will agree with me that most at times when Black folks go to Asian businesses, Asian shops, they are not treated. In fact, they're treated very poorly. And the clips don't lie. History doesn't lie. It has happened like severally, and it keeps on happening. And to think this guy feels like we are entitled to spend our money on Asian businesses is a big fat lie. Black folks have decided that they're going to spend their dollar wherever they want to spend it. And one thing that I've noticed since the boycott started, Asian businesses have been crumbling. They have been falling, because that's to tell you that we're literally the ones powering their economy. And for the lady in the clip to have said that, okay, let's take our money to our own community, to be our own community, is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I'm not encouraging separation between communities. I'm just encouraging like respect. I'm encouraging that self-worth, which that's what Black folks have been looking for decades actually. Because you won't tell me that if you go to a nail shop, or if you go to a salon and you're being disrespected, the next time you're still going to come back there. It doesn't make sense. Yet Black folks have been able to endure that. They're very forgiving in nature. And if the boycott has reached this level, is in fact they are not to blame. Because if you are looking at this thing just at the surface, if you aren't looking at it way back, you tend to think that, okay, Black folks are treating Asian guys badly, which is definitely not the case. I get it. Asian folks are pissed off. Some are agreeing with us, but come to look at it, just look at it. How on earth do you racially profile another human being? How on earth do you dehumanize another human being? It doesn't make sense at all. Guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Leave your thoughts in the comment section and do well to hit on that subscribe button. I really want this video to go as far as possible so that Black folks will get that opportunity to see exactly how Asians are reacting to the boycott. Thank you once more, and see you in the next one.